Universe Podcast. Hello and welcome to Emma's podcast. And it's Tuesday. Yippee-ki-yay. Tuesday. It's not even Tuesday, it's Wednesday. Oh my goodness gracious. I need to start to drink the chicory in the morning. Seriously. I maybe need some little Irish style chicory I need to do. So, hope you're doing well. So, in today's podcast, I want to take us on a journey into the heart of who we are when the noise of the world fades away. So, we're going to be talking about integrity. Oh, yes, we do. And it's on a Tuesday. Better than a Friday, people. Better than a Friday. That quiet compass within us that always points us toward the truth, even when the path is hard, even when no one is watching. Now, integrity is one of those words we hear often, but it's rarely explored deeply. Some people think of it as simply being honest, but it's so much more than that. Integrity is about alignment. It's about wholeness. It's about living in such a way that your world, your actions, and your inner values all point in the same direction, your true north. In a world filled with shortcuts, pressure, and temptation to bend, integrity becomes a rare and radical act. So, today I invite you to pause and ask, what compass am I really following? And am I living aligned with my true north? You could be surprised when you start to dig into it, how far you could be from your truth. And that happens quite often. So we're going to go explore this today. As I'm moving my stuff here around on here we go, on my two screens. So, what integrity really means, because I think we need to explore that portion of it, that side of it. So let's begin with the word itself. Integrity comes from the root integer, meaning whole, undivided, complete. So when you live with integrity, there is no fragmentation. You don't wear any face in public and any other in private. You don't speak words that contradict what your heart knows to be true. You don't pursue goals that betrayed your value. Integrity is about unity, being the same person in the light as you are in the shadows. It requires a lot of courage, I would say, for people to really show true integrity right now in this time and age. But there is the challenge. Many of us are tempted to split ourselves. Yes. And often it is done, actually. So let's talk about that portion of it. I'm like, where am I in my little world here? So, what happens when we are being challenged? Many of us are tempted to split ourselves. Yes, at work, we compromise to fit in relationships, which is so true, we silence part of ourselves to keep the peace or stay with that person, even that person doesn't fit or compliment us. Quite often people do that. In society, we present polished version of ourselves even when the inside tells us a different story. That fracture, that lack of alignment creates inner conflict. And the cost is heavy: anxiety, guilt, and nagging sense of unease. On the other hand, when we choose integrity, even in small, quiet ways, we gain something priceless. You know what it is? Peace. Yes, peace. We can look at ourselves in the mirror without flinching. We can walk into a room without hiding. We can rest at night knowing we were true, not perfect, but true. And we can look at ourselves in the mirror without a problem. That's another thing too, people. Now, let's talk about the challenge to integrity, because having integrity is absolutely phenomenal. It's fabulous. Love my integrity. But that doesn't mean you're going to make friends everywhere. Not at all. So now let's be honest. Integrity is not easy. It's tested in the everyday moment when no one else is looking. It's tested when speaking truth might cost you popularity, when doing the right things might cost you opportunities, when standing firm might cost you acceptance. You know, when I was incorporating one of them, I spoke my truth, and I spoke my truth quite often everywhere that I go. However, it was very interesting to see people with no integrity trying to chip at what I was saying. Lucky for me, I had some supporters that came along to support what I was saying, because my integrity relied on what the company and the direction of the company, not what people wanted to make them more popular or get a raise or a promotion based on some wind and ideas that would basically damage the company in a way, shape, or form. So, maybe we are faced with a workplace asking you to bend the rule just slightly. Been there, done that, refused to do that, got harassed by via HR, had to fight for 24 months, and walk away with my integrity. How about that? Being hunted down, literally, by those people, which was very interesting. That was epic. And realize how much resilience I had after 24 years. I'm like, holy crap. Their warfare did not work on me. But, man, that showed resistance and resilience on that. Our friendship where gossip is the currency and staying silent means exclusion. A relationship where you're tempted to betray your own needs to keep the connection. And I seeing it. I have been in there too, guys. We have at one point of time have compromised ourselves in a relationship, and some are still in there because they want to keep the relationship, because they're afraid that I'm going to have to start over again. Nobody's going to want me, and they see I'm going to settle for this. That is the biggest mistake ever. Never settle for something that is not right for you. And I stand my ground on this one. You can argue everything you want. This is the truth. So, these are the crossroads where integrity is forged. There's stories I often think of: a man who worked for a company where corruption was common. He discovered documents that exposed wrongdoing. Everyone told him to stay quiet to protect his career, but his compass, the one within, would not let him. So he spoke. He lost his job, but he gained something far greater: his peace, his wholeness, his truth. And years later, that choice opened doors he never could have imagined. Integrity rarely gives us the easy road, but it always gives us the true road. And when the storm of life comes, and they always do, that compass keeps us from getting lost. Think about that. I love integrity. I live with integrity. My integrity, my truth. So, living by the compass. So how do we live by this compass in practical daily life? Okay? So first we must know our values. Yeah. Know who you are. That's the key. Take time to define what truly matters to you. Seriously. Not what the culture says, not what others expect, but what your soul insists is non-negotiable. Is it kindness, justice, faith, creativity, family? Write it down. Anchor yourself. That's number one. Second, we need to practice alignment. When decisions come big or small, ask, does this align with my value? Does this feel true to who I am becoming? If that feels right, is it something that's aligning with me? And it will be natural and you will know right away. Third, we need courage because integrity will sometimes cost us. It may mean saying no when others want a yes. It may mean leaving when it will be easier to stay. It may mean standing alone, at least for a while. But here's the truth. Integrity always attracts what is meant for us. Think about that. When you start to stand your ground for what you believe, things will come your way and you will attract the right people, the right circumstances, the right situations. And finally, we need to extend grace to ourselves and others. Living with integrity doesn't mean perfection. It means course correcting when we wander, owning our own mistakes, and returning to our compass again and again. Be accountable for our actions and really open our eyes to what we're doing, which sometimes is not pleasant, isn't it? Sometimes we put our head in the sand and we don't want to know, but yes, we do want to know. Now, reflection exercise. Let's do a little exercise. Let's pause for a moment together. And again, don't do that when you're driving or heavy equipment or doing something. Just sit down and close your eyes. If you cannot do it, just listen to it and do it later on. Picture yourself standing in a vast forest. You're holding a compass in your hand. All around you are paths. Some look easy, some look shiny, some look crowded. But your compass points one way, steady, unwavering. That's your true north. It's the direction of your soul, your integrity. So ask yourself, am I walking in that direction? Or am I drifting toward the path of convenience, fear, or approval? Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, whisper to yourself, I choose alignment, I choose my true north. I choose alignment, I choose my true north. So my friends, the world will try to pull us in 100 directions. It always do it on a daily basis, just to keep us off feet, to keep us grounded in equilibrium, to bring fears and doubt, to distract us from our true north. But we are not lost actually. We carry within us that compass that cannot be broken. So when you feel unsure, when you feel pressured, when you feel tempted to betray what you know is right, pause, hold your compass and ask, does this align with who I am truly? And then, with courage, follow it. Because integrity won't always make life easy. That will be a Disney Channel or La La Land. But it always makes life true. It's not easy, but you know what? At the end of the day, it's super rewarding, actually, because it brings you that freedom. It brings you that capability to really embrace who we truly are. And a true life is a life of peace. It brings you peace. So you have to really decide what you want to do in your life. You really have to move forward into a good direction, but you have to have your compass in hand. Yes, distractions are always around. We can be influenced by people. We want to please others at some level. We want to fit in. So we're going to ignore that compass. But the cost is high. Because within us, we don't have the peace. Within us, we're not aligned with our goals in our life. So again, we have our own free will. We can decide what we want to do when we want to do it. Maybe it's time to step up to the plate and choose what's right for us. And yes, it might not please people at the end of the day. I totally agree with that. But you know what? It is our life. It is our truth. It is our peace. And I'd rather move into the right direction than waste my time to try to fit somewhere I don't. Maybe it comes with wisdom, and when you're aging, the less you take it, the less you want to deal with it. Leave me alone. I'm on my own path. So, just food for the thought for today. Think about it. So, thank you for spending this time with me today. Until next time. May you walk with courage. May you live with wholeness. And may your compass always guide you home. That's the goal, guiding you home. All my love, guys, and I will talk to you later. Bye now.
Universe.